Hey guys, Matt Sutters here, and welcome to r/malicious compliance. The day this is going up will be July 1st, and for every day of July, I'll be doing a video on this subreddit, and then I'll be moving on to the next subreddit where it is the whole, basically my plan is to go through the whole tier list from malicious compliance all the way through to Big Bang Revenge. Once, every single month, one a month. So it's gonna be 8 months long. So this is r/malicious compliance, and literally what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be looking through, finding stories to look at. I already had a bit of a look ahead for today, and I found, where is it? Here we go. We'll go with, in order to request time off, I must fill out a sheet directly below the schedule posted in the break nook that all employees can see, and it asks for the reason why I needed the time off. Let's go. I don't need every single person in the company knowing my personal business, so I never filled that spot in and was reprimanded for it and refused the time off. I was told I had to give a reason. Enter malicious compliance. I gave very specific about completely false reasons. Random Tuesday, dentist appointment. Yep. Gambling addiction counseling. That Friday I can't work, just because I'm just sick of this place and I need a mental health day. Sure. Testicular cancer screening. Today I was asked to stop filling in the reason box. That's good. That's a good one. Okay. Next up, we got speak language. This is country. My friend, who is Vietnamese, gets told, speak English. You're in America. All the damn time. It got quite annoying to him, so he eventually decided to do something about it. He looked up the Native American tribe, whose tribe was originally on the land where he lives. Went to the tribe's cultural center, told the elderly grandma working there he was tired of being told to speak English in America, and had her teach him how to say white person, outsider, non-native in the language, as well as some other curse words and whatnot. Apparently this made that Native American's granny's weak, because she went all out and really taught him quite a lot. And ever since, every time some racist tells him to speak English in America, he says, well, why don't you speak beep? We're in beep lands. You damn beep. Native American went for white. The shock Pikachu JPEG face he gets in response never gets old. They completely freeze up for a few seconds before responding in entertaining ways, such as gasping for air, or pointing their finger angry, or just turning and walking away. Lol. Eventually, the word spread among my group of friends, and quite a few of them, as well as immigrants, or even just people who speak a second language, occasionally also get told this. Are always chomping at the bit to get their chance to use this response. Every time some of them finally does, they immediately announce it to everyone they know. Well, and it really never gets old. Anyways, I didn't really know where to post this, but it felt matched here well enough, hopefully, as it takes the racist logic and turns it right back to them in a way that really rustles their jimmies. What ways have any of y'all flipped the script on racist? That's just funny. Huh. Oh, this one's an interesting one. I don't care if he is dead. Put him on the phone. Okay, you asked for it. I was sent here on a recommendation from another sub with a story you guys might like. First time posting on mobile, etc. To TLDR at the bottom. My father died on Father's Day 2012. He was divorced and living alone, and I am an only child. So that means I had to wrap up all of his affairs. This story centers around us trying to get his utilities cancelled. I called in to see what we had to do to get them to cancel. The lady I spoke with on the phone said to send in his certified death certificate. I sent in the verified copy of his death certificate the next day. The next month, got another bill. I called again, and a new woman answered. She said that because I wasn't on the account, that she had to speak with the account holder. I informed her that the account holder was dead, but she wouldn't budge. I had to make an appointment with a supervisor so she could speak to him herself in person. I showed up at a public board, at the Board of Public Utilities with another death certificate and his ashes in the clear bag that they returned his remains in. I plopped them down on the center of her desk and said when she talked to him to tell him that I loved him for me. The woman went pale, flew out her chair and called the cops. Of course she does. When they showed up, she claimed that I had assaulted her. And yes, my dad's remains were still sitting in the middle of her desk with the death certificate. The cops questioned me as to why I would do that. I told them the story. The supervisor's boss was called in and they all stepped away from the desk for a private talk. While they were talking, the cops came over to talk to me. They said I shouldn't take human remains out in public, but there was no laws that were broken. I said that I agreed with them that this was extreme, but she insisted to speak with him in person. By then, they were done talking between themselves. The supervisor's boss kissed up to me and got it taken care of. But the story isn't over yet. I had to call back a few days later to get utilities back to the house in my name. When the person on the phone saw the address and my name, I was immediately put on hold. The supervisor's boss that finally helped me got on the phone. She sucked up to me and waived all the fees that came with setting up utilities. Just as the call was ending, she informed me that she was, again, so sorry for the employee's lack of compassion. She said that the employee was terminated, and again, she is so very sorry. TLDR, ignorant employee asked to speak to dead dad. Had a meeting in person, brought his ashes, got her fired. Nice. Okay, we're gonna do one more story here, fellas. Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll end this off with a vacation trip. Get rid of my vacation, have fun replacing me. I originally posted this as a comment on another thread, but realized it needed its own limelight. I worked at a company that gave out exorbitant amounts of vacation. Anyone who worked there for 25 plus years received 8 weeks of vacation and 2 weeks of personal time. This was a family-owned company, but rather large. We ran 3 shifts, totaling 250 people. Enter Jimmy. Oh, you know it's gonna be fun when you hear the name Jimmy. Jimmy was a grizzled old man. He started at the company when he was just 20. Now he was 63 and gave absolutely zero shits. Jimmy also knew how to make a specific part for our product. Him and the one other higher up in the office. One day, the plant owner comes out and announces he's selling to a corporation. He's older and ready to retire. He promises that there will be very little change and wishes us all well. The new company comes in and immediately goes after many of the great benefits we had. The first thing they do is cut everyone's max vacation down to 4 weeks. Honestly, that's not that bad. And do completely away with personal time. Okay, that's bad. Everyone who's maxed out had until December 31st of that year to use it up, and they wouldn't pay it out. Oh, then they go into the office and clean house, firing anyone who's close to retirement, including Jimmy's backup. But they also do away with one very important rule. You no longer have to get vacation approved. You can just call in and take it. Jimmy is pissed, and they know it. They realize he's the only one in the building that can do his job now. So they hire a new kid for him to train, most likely to permanently replace Jimmy. So Jimmy does what anyone would do. He calls in the first training day for the new hire, lets us know he's going to use all of his PTO at once, and promptly takes 10 weeks off. We had a backstock of parts he had made, so it wasn't too unnerving, but for 10 weeks, Jimmy went and applied to other jobs, found one, and started. Fast forward 10 weeks, it's the day Jimmy is supposed to return. He doesn't. For 2 days, they try to call him and even go to his house. He's nowhere to be found. Finally, on day 3, he calls and resigns, and they lose their shit. The parts he made are specialized and patented by the original founder. You can't just hire someone off the street to make them. What eventually happens was they had to contract the original owner to come in to teach some new hires how to make them. And when he found out that what they had done, it pissed him off. Last I heard, he charged them a 7-figure contract to teach them how to produce the parts. Then they had to pony up or close down. Moral of the story: don't fuck with people's vacation time. Edit. Jimmy made an electric control module that was sealed and stayed fixed in a poured unit made of a 2-part epoxy. Jimmy didn't exactly miss out on a 7-figure contract and had 0 chance to take one. He left, said fuck them, and moved on. When they contacted the previous owner and explained the situation, it was basically, you need my help, it'll cost $1 million type of conversation. Final update. Thank you everyone for the attention. Okay. Let's move out of that. Anyways, that's going to be the episode for today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. A ding, a ding. I'm Mad Scientist out.